Our next championship case is now about Christopher Bell. Christopher Bell has had a quietly good year in the number 20 car. He got a win at New Hampshire. He's run top 5 7 times, top 10 14 times. He's got a couple of stage wins. He's looked like quietly good this year. He had a really bad start to the season. He was in the 20s in points and, a few DNFs outside the top 10. But he's picked it up since then. As I said, 14 top 10s on the year. That's almost the most in the Cup Series. Top 5 in the Cup Series, I want to say. So he has had a pretty decent, kind of under-the-radar season, it seems like. Not a lot of people are talking about him. And he could potentially make a deep run. But that's what we're going to talk about today. His chances at winning a championship in the Cup Series. Obviously in his, second, third year with Joe Gibbs Racing. Second, I want to say. But yeah, he's had a good year. As I have said, I just told you about his numbers. So let's look at the playoff schedule. Of course, these first 3 races, Darlington, Kansas, and Bristol. I think he should make it through. You look at, he has 11 playoff points. Obviously, playoff points are going to be priority number 1. Everyone needs them. There's no such thing as too much playoff points. But Darlington, the intermediate tracks have favored Toyota this season. Darlington should be a good track, I think, for them. But then Kansas especially. All the Toyotas were in the top 10 in the spring. Kurt Busch won. Kyle Busch finished 3rd. I think Hamlin 4th. I think Bell 5th, maybe, if I'm remembering that correctly. So Bell should be in contention for the win at Kansas in that second race in the playoffs. I think it's going to be all the Toyotas are going to be competitive in that race. I think you'll see Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick up there, maybe even Chase Elliott. That Kansas race I think will favor Toyota, and I think Bell will take full advantage of that. I think they'll get another good run there. And then as for Bristol, Bell's had some good runs at Bristol in his career. So I think he gets out of that first round, no problem. Just avoid wrecks, avoid any chaos. And, you got some guys below you that you should outrun pretty decently. Then that second round is going to be Texas, Talladega, and then you're going to have the Roval. And this is where I'm a bit concerned for Christopher Bell. Texas is actually a good track for Bell. Back when he was with Levine Family Racing in 2020, he finished runner-up in the fall race at Texas. Toyota, as I said, has been great on the intermediate tracks this year, so Bell could very well run good at Texas. But the next 2 races is where I'm concerned. Toyota does not have the numbers at the super speedways. They only have 6 cars in the field. Wrecks happen in JGR for some reason outside of Denny Hamlin just has no luck at the super speedways. Truex gets in crashes, Kyle Busch gets in crashes, Bell gets in crashes, Jones would get in crashes, except for that one time he won in 2018. So that's a concern. I think he's going to have to avoid trouble, obviously, like I say, with everyone else. And then the Roval. Normally, I would actually say the Roval is great for Christopher Bell. He has a win at a road course back in 2021 at the Daytona road course. And, he's got some great teammates to rely on in Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, and even Denny Hamlin for road course advice. But there's no secret. Toyota has been horrible at the road courses this year. Bell got an 8th at Watkins Glen, and that might be their best result at a road course. So, Bell in this second round, he's going to have to do good at Texas, which I expect him to do, top 5, top 10. Talladega, hope some guys get taken out and hope you're not one of them. And then as for the Roval, I think he's going to have to get a top 10 at worst, maybe. Maybe he can afford a little bit outside the top 10, but not much out of the top 10. Stage racing has kind of changed everything. He may need to get some stage points in there, but he should get through. Talladega and the Roval are just, the super speedways are unpredictable, and then Toyota's struggling at the road courses has just been a problem. But Bell does have an 8th place finish earlier this year at Watkins Glen, so if he can get back into the top 10 at a road course and put a good run at Texas, I think he should be fine. The round of 8, I think, is much better for Christopher Bell. You look at Las Vegas, he got the pole there in the spring, led 30 or 40 laps in that race. He had a tire blow late, and that kind of screwed his day. Went a couple of laps down, but they showed a lot of speed in that race. They were up front, as I said, leading laps, pole position. His teammates looked really good in that race with Hamlin leading some laps, Truex and Kyle Busch fighting for the win before a late caution. So I think he should be in contention for the win there too. Just the speed of Toyota at the intermediates, how Bell himself did in the spring, I think should help out a lot. Same story for Homestead. Toyota should be really good there. Bell should be good there. I expect him to run up front. And honestly, he's going to be in a tight point situation, but if you see some of your competitors, you might see Joey Logano struggle at these intermediates. You might see Ryan Blaney struggle at these intermediates. These two tracks aren't great for Chase Elliott. He has the points gap, but if Bell can get a win in the playoffs, get some stage wins, gain a little bit, then it could be a potential, he may be close on the points battle. And the top 5 runs at both those tracks could help him out significantly. As for Martinsville, Toyota didn't do great there in the spring. They had a couple cars in the top 10 with Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch, but Bell himself finished in 20th, 1 lap down. So Martinsville, I think, would be tough if it came down to a must-win or even gaining points. You look at some of the guys that, if they are in a must-win or need points, Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney, those are guys who are going to be really good there. Even a William Byron who won the race in the spring. So Bell's got to hope that he's got enough points going into this race, or even, win one of those first 2 races to get into the Final 4. So I don't think he can rely on Martinsville as a must-win or, trying to outgain people on points. I think he's going to have to do good enough in those first 2 races. As for Phoenix, if Christopher Bell does get to Phoenix, he finished 26th in the spring. I can't remember exactly what happened to him, but Toyota, I think Kurt Busch finished in the top 5 there. But you look at that track and you look at the spring results, Ford looked the strongest with Briscoe, Blaney leading a lot of laps, and, Briscoe getting the win. If Kevin Harvick gets to that Final 4, he's the king of Phoenix. Even Chevy looked good there with Reddick, Chastain. And, of course, the last 2 championships have been won by Chevy. So it would be tough for Bell. It could very well happen, though. You've seen Toyota win this track before with, Truex in 2021. Kyle Busch has won a couple times. Denny Hamlin's won a couple times. So it is very possible. But it's going to be tough for sure if you are up against guys like Chastain, like Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, even your teammates Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch. It's going to be tough. So, yeah, I think the championship case for Bell. Obviously, playoff points are important. Next thing you got to go through is that first round. He should be fine. Second round, there is some concerns with the super speedway and the road course being in there and just how bad Toyota's been on the road courses. As for that third round, he's going to have to run well at Homestead and Vegas, but they have shown speed at the intermediates. They had a lot of speed at Vegas in the spring, so it's possible. Championship race, I don't think he'll be the favorite, but it's still possible. So, I think Christopher Bell, he's had an underrated season. If he can continue to be consistent as he has been this kind of later part of the season, if he can quietly be consistent enough, I think he could very well get to the championship 4. I think that round of 12 is going to be very crucial for him, just because the super speedway is in there, and then also because the Toyota struggles at the road course. But if they can get out of that round, I think they could very well make the championship 4 just because of those 2 intermediate tracks in the round of 8. Bell could go out and win one of those, or, run top 5 in both of them and get a ton of points. And then as for Phoenix still a toss-up. I know he won't be the favorite there, but it's still possible. Toyota, Joe Gibbs Racing has had success at Phoenix in the past, and, it's possible. Who knows? But that's the video for Christopher Bell, his championship case. Next up is someone. I can't remember. I just threw my laptop over there. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for that video. If there's any news, I will let you know. But thanks for watching.